guys, this is Tina from Shabby Dabby Doodle. Welcome back to my channel. So we are here for day 7, would you believe, of our 7 days of toppers. It's just absolutely flown by, hasn't it? So yep, we are here for the final one. So what I have brought along today is some packaging, and I thought let's make some toppers from packaging. I've tended to make 3 per day, so I'm going to kind of stick with that same format. You know, it seems to have worked quite well. So I have got this stuff. Now this is from the you know, box of chocolates. It's that kind of stuff that goes over the top of the box of chocolates. As you can hear, it's wonderfully crinkly and yeah, really kind of nice. So I thought this would make quite a nice you know, thing to use as a topper. I haven't ever tried this before, so I can only really, you know, pray that it's going to actually work. I don't see why it wouldn't work, but hey, you know, you never can tell, can you? But yeah, it's got this wonderful crunch. So I've got 2 of those because there were 2 in the box of chocolates. And sometimes I have seen these in, well, actually I've seen them in brown quite often. They're normally kind of matte looking, if I can kind of picture them. They're often quite sort of matte looking in the brown. Obviously you can quite often get these in the black on tops of chocolates. Again, you know, you could still use the black ones, but you might have to alter what, you know, what we're going to be doing with this today. And then I've got this, which is just a section of some Amazon packaging. So I'm just going to tear these bits down in the first instance. So, because obviously this is pretty huge at the moment. So let's just tear this down so it's a more manageable size. And then I will probably tear these down as well. So I mean, I just don't really like the straight edges, but again, you know, that's just personal preference, and you know, you kind of do what you like best. So if you quite like the straight edges, then just cut yours down. If like me, you're kind of a bit more partial to, you know, torn edges, then, you know, tear them down. Just kind of please yourself, and yeah, kind of do it how you like it best. So just going in like that, just tearing all around. Oops. Like that, and just tear across the top. Okay. Okie dokie. Right. Now I'm just going to peel this little bit off, which, you know, was on the back of the packaging, so we don't have kind of unnecessary lumps and bumps. Now what you can do is obviously pick this layer off. Now I have to say, I don't have a fantastic method for doing this or anything, so if anyone knows of a great method to peel the, you know, the top layer off so that you end up with this corrugated effect, please let me know, because yeah, I mean, I could be here all day kind of picking this off. So I'm going to leave mine obviously, you know, as it is. But yeah, let me know if you've got some tips. So this here, now obviously this is kind of made up of a, you know, a double layer, or might even be a triple layer. And it's got some sort of like tissue-y type stuff in the middle. So again, I haven't ever tried this before, but I'm going to try and just tear this first and see how it goes. Obviously, if it doesn't really work, then I can always just cut into it instead. Now I'm just going to see on this kind of scrap bit. Okay, well, it seems to be holding together, you know, pretty well. So I'm going to, again, tear that down, just so it's better, you know, better size really for, you know, how I would like it. So again, just tear on all of the edges. So, yep. And, you know, I don't mind if I have 1 or 2 edges straight, you know, sometimes maybe it's nice to kind of mix and match. So like that, I think. It's probably still a little bit actually on the big side, so perhaps I should, yeah, perhaps I should take this down a little bit more. You know, when you start out with quite a big piece and then you tear it down, and in the end you kind of think, oh, surely, you know, surely that's small enough. I don't surely need to, you know, cut down any more. Actually, let's do 1 torn and 1 cut, so that we've got kind of 2 different looks, shall we? So I'm just going to cut this one. Yeah, I think it's quite funny because you kind of then think, oh, well, it surely can't have more left to come off. But yeah, it does. Right, so that is those. Now, I've brought along some stamps, and what I'm going to do is, first of all, try out my stamp on this stuff, because I mean, obviously with my stays on, I'm pretty sure it will stick on, you know, the glossy surface, if you see what I mean. But what I want to do is check whether it's going to have a solid look of a stamp, if you see what I mean. Because obviously when you push the stamp down, you might end up with bits that are sort of hollow and not, you know, not going to capture the image. So I'm just going to take this one here and we'll just see how this one looks first. So let's just take that and press that down. Now, I don't tend to use a block, but sometimes it's helpful to kind of just press, you know, press over with a block when you are stamping. Okay, so actually it's come out pretty well, hasn't it? So I'm just going to kind of like give that just a couple of seconds, just blow it and just check it's not going to smudge. So I mean, these stays on pads, I find them absolutely brilliant. I know I've talked about them all the time, and the reason I do that is because I know not everybody likes them. So I talk about them often because, you know, I really do like them. So yeah, not because I'm trying to convince you guys or sell them to you or anything else. Of course I don't get commission for them or anything, but just because I'm just kind of showing you the reasons why I like them, I suppose. So yeah, I think that looks really good. So I'm going to stamp this, I think, straight on here. Although now I'm thinking, well, perhaps I should layer it up. Well, let's just stamp it on here first. And if it doesn't, you know, look great, or, you know, I can't kind of get it to work, then we can always layer up afterwards, can't we? So let's just first of all stamp it. So I'm just going to place that down there. And again, then I'm just going to take my block and press it down completely by using the block. Okay. Right. I'm sure I don't probably need to press it as hard as that, but woo. I mean, it's not come out quite as clean as the other one. I've got kind of a slight, you know, more gappy effect, but that's fine. I don't mind that. So I'm just going to put that to one side. Now, what I also brought along was some of this gorgeous packaging, which I'd got in a Happy Mail. And again, I thought this would be quite good to stamp an image or two. So again, I've got this one. I've cleaned a lot of my stamps. Not all of them. I haven't got round to doing all of them. And if I'm truthful, I probably won't now actually get round to doing all of them. But yeah, this was one that I've cleaned, and wow, my goodness, it came up so clean and so well. So it was using the Stays On stamp cleaner, which I had never bought before, but so many people had recommended it to me that I thought, well, I can't not give it a try, because so many of you lovely ladies had said, oh, you know, you must try the Stays On cleaner. So it's just this, and I just got mine from Amazon, and I have to say it really cleaned them. Trying to think now whether I might have used a wipe, I think, with it, but my goodness, it came out brilliant. Okay, so I've stamped it on the pattern side. I don't know actually whether I now like it on the pattern side, it's got to be said. I think I might be better off doing it on the plain side. So I'm just going to turn it over and redo it, just because I do feel that's got a bit lost in amongst the pattern. So let's just take it back over and just do it. Oh dear, not going well so far. Right. Okay. Yeah, it just was a bit lost on that kind of quite fussy side. So yeah, I think that's a little bit better. And then just wondering what to do on the final one. So I seem to be going down the stamp route, which, you know, that's absolutely fine, isn't it? So I'm just wondering whether we want to stamp it onto, you know, a contrasty kind of piece of paper. So let me just tear this down, because I haven't decided whether I'm going to put this on the, you know, the cardboard or the, you know, the stuff from the chocolate box. So let's just have a look. Oh, I think maybe it's going to all have to go on the brown. In which case, I'm now thinking, should we do this? Oh, I don't know now. Oh, let's go for it, shall we? Let's just go for it. Right. Okay, now do we want to do this one again? I'm actually thinking this would look pretty cool on there, wouldn't it? Or I've got that lovely I Love Paris. How have I got that? Anywhere here. Yep. Got this. Let me just see if that's going to fit. Oh, it's a little bit tall. Because obviously this has got kind of screwed up type. Not screwed up, but you know, where I folded it. Right, okay. Now I'm going to just quickly stamp this off. Now this stamp here, love this stamp, but it's quite a, you know, what I would call a juicy stamp. So I often find that I have to stamp it off a couple of times, you know, to get a good crisp impression. And actually that time it was fantastic. So yeah, just to make me look like a complete liar. So, okay, right, let's now hope for the best here. It probably won't be quite so good now that I'm actually wanting it to be. Okay. Again, I've had this stamp for so long, I couldn't tell you, you know, years and years, but it's still one of my favourite stamps. I mean, how can you not love that? It's just so nice, isn't it? And I've seen lots of people use this stamp, so I'm assuming it's widely available. I couldn't even tell you who made it, or actually even where I got it now. It's been such a long time, but it's just so nice, isn't it? I just love it. Right, okay, we've torn that down. So, do we want to layer up with any book page? Maybe. I'm just going to tear a little bit of book page out. Okay, so again, this obviously has got very straight edges now, so I'm kind of thinking perhaps I want to, you know, not have such straight edges. So we just get rid of those. I mean, like I say, it's just kind of each to their own really, isn't it? But yeah, I just find, for me, you know, yeah, I just prefer the torn edges really. I mean, I'm not saying every single time, but pretty much most of the time I do prefer the torn edges. So yeah. Okay, now I'm wondering whether I should just ink around that maybe with the walnut stain. So let's just grab in my walnut stain. Okay. Just going to go around the edge like that. Okay. I'm actually now thinking perhaps I need to go around the edge with some gold. What do we think? Yeah, I think maybe with some gold. So I'm just going to grab my little Brian paint stick again. I still haven't looked on Amazon to see if they sell these individually, and I must have a look because I'm always using this gold, and every time I say, oh, you know, if I could buy them again, I would, you know, I would choose to just buy the gold one, and still haven't actually remembered to just look and see if they just do the gold one. So I really must do that. So let me know if you happen to know. Let me know below, and you know, everyone know, because you know, it's so handy in the comments when we all share our information and things. You know, it's really, really helpful. So yeah, if you happen to know, please do, you know, do feel free to share it. Right, I've got this cracked pistachio, which kind of I think maybe would tie in. I'm not sure how that's going to be on here. Yeah, it might just wipe straight off. I'm not sure. Let me just get another sponge. Let's give it a try, and I'm going to just try it on that piece that I cut off. So it's always quite handy to keep any that you cut off that you can just try stuff out on. So, I mean, as it happens, that's not really a very good colour match to that anyway. So, yep, aside from the fact that, you know, it maybe just wipes off, which actually it doesn't appear to. Just for information there, it doesn't appear to just wipe off. I've got the salvaged patina, which I'm thinking maybe better colour. So let's just try this. Better? Or do we think a mix of the two? Let me just put this over that. Oh, I don't know, you know. I think either are, I don't know. I think either are okay, but maybe it needs a mix of the two in some places and just the salvage patina in some places. So let's do that. So let's just go over it a bit with that cracked pistachio. It's much more tricky to ink it on this very big piece actually than it was on the, you know, that small piece. So yeah, I'm not sure I'm making the best job of this, it's got to be said, but you know, we'll just persevere anyway. And then I'm just going to take my salvage patina and kind of go round as well. Whoops. Okie dokie. Hopefully we've got like a mix of the two colours, which, you know, would hopefully kind of then tone actually really nicely with the centrepiece. So we will see. Right, okay. Okie dokie, let's have a look. It's not too bad, is it? So yeah, let's just go in there a little bit more. Okay, and just, yeah, blend that around there. Okay, right. Yeah, quite love that actually. Looks quite nice, doesn't it? So let's put this away because I don't think I want anything else in that bluey greeny colour. So I'm just going to move my tripod slightly because I'm not sure whether it's, you know, keeps going off the screen. Right, I'm going to break it up, I think, with some book page. Again, I'm not 100% sure that I want to do this, so I'm just going to tear it round slightly and then we can decide. Okay. And again, you know, I've torn some there that, you know, then wouldn't be around this, if you see what I mean. It would have areas where it's not got any book page, but, you know, that's fine. I quite like that eclectic, you know, some there, some not type of appearance, so that's fine. Just checking whether I might be better off this way. Okay. Yeah, quite like that. So I'm just going to ink this up like that. Oops. Okay. So pop that down there. And then this here. So yeah, I mean, all we're really trying to do is get some layers going on here, really. So yeah, liking how that looks. Now I'm hoping that this is going to go through the sewing machine. Obviously I haven't tried that, so you know, yeah, trial and error. I don't know whether it's going to like it or not, you know, but fingers crossed, that's what I'm going to try. Now I'm just going to put some script detail in the background, I think. Yeah, I think not kind of everywhere, but just in a couple of places. So just have a little bit of script going on like that. Okay. Yeah, okay. That looks pretty, doesn't it? So I'm going to now just glue this on with the tacky glue. So I'll just glue this one down first. Like that onto the book page. And then the book page I'm going to glue on. Now, wonder whether I want some lace coming out before I glue that down. So again, let me just pull in some lace. Hold on. Oops. So I'm just using the oddments, you know, that we've been using through the series, really. So, you know, just to be economical and, yeah, just using things up, really. I'm just going to cut these very squared corners off, so it's not got quite such a, you know, harsh kind of look to it. Oops. That one, and oops, that one. Okay. And I have got a little bit more, so I'm just going to see if we could kind of layer this even more. I mean, I guess what I could do is actually ink this lace up in green, so as we have some greenish lace going on. Yeah, right, let me pull in the green again. I'd put it away saying, oh, I'm not going to be using that again. I might even have enough on here, you know, so let's just see. Okay. Okay. Oh, that looks pretty, doesn't it? Now, just before I do that, I'm just going to go round the edge of here. Maybe not all the edges, but just in one or two places, and get some of that gold onto the edges. So, yeah. Maybe just a bit down there. Okay. Right. Okie dokie, and then, yep, let's glue this on. So I want to first of all glue the lace down. Again, I mean, obviously I'm hoping I'm going to take all of this to the sewing machine. So, you know, if it looks a bit slapdash, I'm hoping that I'm going to clamp it all together when I go to the sewing machine. So, yeah, hopefully it will all kind of stick together properly then. And then I'm going to have this piece here. Oh, I love how that looks. That's so pretty. These are just my type of colours. And I know I say that all the time about all sorts of different things. The point is, I mean, I just love so many colours that, you know, I kind of struggle to pick a favourite. I mean, my favourite colour is green, all shades. I absolutely adore this type of shade of green. It's not really a minty green, I'm not quite sure. Well, I guess it is a minty green, but don't know, it looks a little bit different to minty green. But yeah, I adore kind of most shades of green, to be fair. Right, I love how that looks. That's so scrumptious. Now, just wondering, you know, we used those flowers. Just wondering whether we could have a couple of those on here. So let's just again take these. So I used these, I think it was yesterday, and I found this was the best way to pull this little bit off, because they've got this very solidy plastic. Okay. Yep. Okay. Oh my goodness, how gorgeous does that look? Now I have to say, I was going to colour that green, that flower, but actually I can't help but think it looks better in ivory. So yeah, I think I'm going to leave that in the ivory. Now, do I want to actually just staple that on now, or do I want to sew it first? Maybe I want to sew it first. So let's put these bits to one side, and then I'll do them all and go to the sewing machine with them all. So, right, this one here. Again, do we want to add any other colour to it? I mean, my automatic, you know, standpoint was just to go with the brown. But now I'm wondering, oh, perhaps I want to kind of do some other things. Now, also, I dug out this gorgeous stuff, which I got this in a Happy Mail. Again, yes, I have been hoarding it. But, you know, well, it was last year, and I said I was really going to make an effort to use all my Happy Mail. Well, not use all my Happy Mail things, but, you know, use up some Happy Mail things instead of hoarding them. So what better time than to actually just use a couple here? And I thought that this looked really pretty. So, yeah, I think what we'll do is use a bit of this. Now, this is going to be very bright on here, isn't it, I think? So, let's again just try this out with an ink pad. So, it actually doesn't look as bad as I thought it might look. So, yeah, let's go around this with some of this. So, this is worn lipstick. It's, again, it's Distress Oxide rather than the inks. I've had this in my stash for quite a while. I've used it every now and then on things. I love the colour, but it is quite, you know, quite a bright colour. It's not necessarily kind of that vintagey. but I'm hoping we're going to vintage this up and not kind of just have it really bright now. Who knows? Who knows? It might look terrible. Okay, that might be easier going like that. It's not all that easy to distress ink this, to be honest, this stuff. Because obviously when I'm doing it, it's just kind of folding and creasing. So, right. Let's put these two away. And then what I want to do is go over here with the walnut stain to hopefully tone this right down. So, yeah, let's just kind of go over it. Hopefully blend it all in a little bit. Okay. Actually wondering whether I should go over this with a wipe a little bit to tone it right down. Let me just pull in a wipe and see what that would do. You know, again, because I mean, I haven't ever played with these types of things before. I don't know how it would be. But yeah, let's just go over that. So this is a wet wipe rather than my dry wipes that I tend to use for, you know, dabbing up things. So I'm just going over this with the wet wipe. And, you know, it's not taking masses off, but it is toning it down and just taking the edge off a little bit. So, yeah, kind of worth doing. Right, I'm probably making that quite soggy because it's going quite crinkly, I notice. So I should probably leave that there. Right, okay, and yeah, let's go with, again, got more of that ivory lace that we have been using. So let's just pull that in. Let's just cut this down here. Okie dokie. Oh my goodness, how pretty does that look just across the bottom? Love how that looks across the bottom like that. So yeah, I'm going to just pop that again just with the tacky glue. And bearing in mind that this is a little bit on the soggy side now, so yeah. Okay, right. Do I want to have any more anywhere else is the question. Or maybe a little bit more up there. So just kind of altering how I have the lace rather than kind of like down one side or, you know, typically as I would, you know, my go-to kind of places. I'm just kind of trying to mix it up a little bit and have it in some more, you know, like irregular places where I wouldn't necessarily normally, you know, put it. Now, I've also got that lovely soft net that I'm always using from my daughter's skirt. And I just wondered whether I might be able to have some of that. So let's just have a look. Oh, how gorgeous would that look? So, right, now this is going to be slightly more tricky. And the other thing is I do want to take this to the sewing machine. So I'm thinking this is, yeah, going to be tricky because the sewing machine, of course, is not going to like this if I've got the hot glue. So what I'm going to do is try and hot glue in a bit, if you see what I mean. So when I go round with the sewing machine, I will try and go round, you know, like on the edges where hopefully it won't really kind of come into contact with the hot glue too much. So like that. Okay. Because I'm thinking that ruffled look is just going to look really, really pretty on here. So, and you know, I mean, don't worry if this is kind of like coming out a little bit bulky because, you know, this is just soft netting. And so it would cut off like perfectly, you know, perfectly easily. It wouldn't kind of bulk it out or anything like that. It's going to, you know, flatten down when you glue that onto a journal page. That would be completely flattened down. So I've just got this section now in the middle, so I'm just going to go in and cut that off because of course I don't need all that there. So this is just very bodgy here, so yeah, please excuse my methods. Okay, But it's all fine because nobody's going to see that bit. That's going to be the bit that would be glued down onto your journal. So, you know, it's all fine. Now, I was going to cut that top bit off, but actually I quite like it there, kind of like hanging around. I think it looks quite pretty. Do I want to have any more of this is the question. Because I could kind of have like maybe even a double layer on this side, or we could have some over on this side. So let's just see. No. Okay, right. So, ooh, let's really hope for the best this time. So again, going in with my hot glue, and then I'm just going to like re-ruffle now more of this. So it's got like a double layer going on. So like that. Okay. And then again, down there. So, I mean, the beauty of this stuff, you know, this, I don't know what you'd call it, this stuff from the chocolates, it is very squishy. So, I mean, you know, actually I'm using things that look like they're very bulky. You know, the net looks bulky, and of course the, you know, the stuff itself. But I mean, actually it all squashes down to kind of like almost nothing. So yeah, it's not going to actually be bulky at all. Once it was glued onto a cover, it's going to be really, yeah, taking up no bulk, or adding no bulk whatsoever. So, right, just cut that down like that. Okay. Whoops. Oh, that's still a little bit wet from the glue. Okay. Oh, how gorgeous is this? So, yeah, love that. Kind of mucked this one up a bit, but never mind. Right, let's just pull that out there. Yeah, love how that looks. That's so gorgeous. Now I'm going to stitch this around on the sewing machine. I do want to have some of this trim though. This was, you know, what I wanted to use when I was kind of coming along to do the video. I thought, oh, I'm going to use some of that gorgeous kind of leaf type stuff. And I know that Martina over on Teal and Tattered, she uses this stuff all the time. And I mean, I love her work. She just does the most pretty things, doesn't she? So I love her use of colour. She uses beautiful colours. So yeah, I thought let's do this. She tends to use the gold of this leaf trim all the time. And yeah, she just makes it really look lovely. So thinking this on here, hopefully it's going to look really pretty. Ooh, pretty. So obviously this is not really wanting to stick on here, but I'm hoping that I'm going to again sew this into place when I take it to the sewing machine like that. Now I'm not too sure how things are going to be gluing onto this stuff. It's got to be said, it might not really want to have things glued overly well. So I'm wondering, again, just using those gorgeous flowers that I picked up from Amazon. Yeah, wondering whether we could kind of like layer some of these up. So let's just get rid of this. Okay, and this one. Oh dear. Oh, come on. Oh my goodness. Okay, well hopefully I've got enough of that to pull that off. Yeah. These do come apart very, very easily, you know, which is brilliant. Okay, right. So yeah, I'm wondering whether I can layer up a few of these and just stitch these through when I'm at the sewing machine. Alternatively, I could of course staple these in. Oh, perhaps I'll just staple them. So yeah, right, let's put this one to the side and we will do the final one, which of course was with the cardboard. So let's just bring this one in here. So yeah, let's just tear this one down. Okay. I do love stamps, I must say. They're one of my favourite things. I know I've talked about this all the time, but yeah, I just think you get such, you know, incredible value for money with stamps because they really last and last, you know, and they're so versatile. I mean, you can just do such a lot of different things with stamps. Yeah, I really, really, really love them. I mean, probably next to paper, they're my absolute favourite thing to buy. You know, just because, yeah, I think they're just so versatile and such good value. So like I say, I've had that particular stamp for like years, and I really do mean years, but I still love it. And it still feels, you know, very current even now. So despite having it for years, you know, it's still got a current kind of feel to it. Right. Yummy, yummy. How lovely does that look already? And we've not really even done anything yet. So yeah, loving this. So now I'm just going to glue this onto the other piece of packaging paper. So gluing this straight on to this paper. Let me decide. Yeah. Have it like that, and then hopefully tear that down. Be able to keep quite a bit of that packaging paper kind of there. Yeah, okay, right. So actually now I'm just going to tear this off. I put it like that because I thought, oh, I'll be able to keep the majority of it there, but actually it didn't really look great. So yeah, I've decided to get rid of it anyway. Right, let's just go around these edges like that. Okay. Okay. Yeah, love how that looks. And then I'm just going to go all over the cardboard with the walnut stain. So yeah, like this. Okay. How gorgeous does that look? So I'm going to just go in again with my, just, you know, my scripty stamp. Whoops. You know, just so that we've got some other detailing going on and it's not just now the plain cardboard. So let's just go in a couple of places. Like that. Okay. I'm now thinking go round the edge with the black. Love doing this. You know, love the drama of the black. Okay. Yeah, that looks pretty, doesn't it? And then this piece here we're going to have kind of just placed here. Now, do we want some other things kind of coming out behind it? Got this black lace, which of course I want to add some black lace. Now, do we want to have it kind of going like that? Is that too much? Do we want to just have a small bit? Let's just try that. Oh, that's quite nice, isn't it? Yeah, quite like that, to be honest. It's pretty. Right, now, do we want to have anything else kind of like poking out behind here? Because, you know, this is the chance to, I don't know, tuck in any like tickets or anything else. I have got these fabric embellishments actually, which, yeah, they look quite nice on here as well. But I was trying to keep this quite colourless, but yeah, I mean, I guess just to give you an idea, you could always kind of layer it up with some other little bits and pieces. So I don't think I'm going to do that, but that's another option for sure. So right, okay, let's just go for this. So I'm going to just glue this down, and again I'm going to try, I think, and just maybe kind of like hot glue this, you know, like sort of centrally, so that if I then stitch this with the sewing machine, then hopefully that hot glue is kind of concentrated mainly in the middle and isn't going to be too affected by the sewing machine. Right, okay, I'm going to take all 3 of my bits over to the sewing machine. I'm not going to bother, obviously, taking the camera because, you know, I'm not doing anything very interesting, but I will be back in a minute. Okay, so I'm back from the sewing machine, and, yep, if I just quickly show you what I've done. So this one, for instance, here, I've stitched around twice, and then just very carefully tried to stitch sort of straight down the middle of that leafy vine thing. I've gone off in 1 or 2 places, and of course it's not very straight. Personally, I don't mind that. But, you know, I mean, of course, we're all different, aren't we? And we all kind of like things, you know, how we like them. So let's finish off all of these little bits and pieces. So, yeah, I was going to do this with the green flower, wasn't I? And then I said no, because actually the ivory just looked so pretty as it was. Now, I was going to stitch it with the sewing machine, and then I thought, actually, I'm going to staple it on because I think the staple would actually look nicer than stitching through those petals. So they kind of then splay out and, you know, stay kind of open more. So yeah, definitely prefer how they look. And yeah, should we have just a little pearl in the middle? Whoops, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, my pearls are just stuck all over me. Ah, right. Okay. How gorgeous does that look? Love how that looks. So yeah, let's just hot glue that pearl straight into that center like that. Oh, I love how that looks. That is so pretty, so pretty. Now I did also bring along my little you know, ribbon embellishments, just in case I wanted to add any ribbon pieces to any of these. Now I have to say they're probably a little bit kind of bigger really than, you know, what I would probably like. I mean, that said, you know, I don't mind them actually. So I mean, that one's quite nice, I think. Yeah, that could work there, definitely. I mean, this one, I love this one, but yes, I will probably want to hoard this rather than use it because, of course, I love it so much. So yes, I probably won't be choosing to use that. But yeah, this one I think works okay. I mean, I like it with, I like it without. So yeah, I don't really mind it either way. Now I'm just going to put, again, so this just like picks up all the theme, just going to kind of gold over some of that, you know, wax seal on there. And then that just ties that in so brilliantly to the piece, you know, to everything else on the piece. So then I'm just going to hot glue the whole thing straight on like that. Okay. I have to say, actually, I think I preferred it the other way round, you know, with the legs poking off, but hey, it's too late now. So yeah, let's just go with that, how we've done it now. So I mean, that's finished. I think it doesn't need anything else. It's gorgeous just exactly as it is. I mean, you could add a book plate or something, I suppose. I don't think I've got any small ones. I still need to print some out, and this is just ridiculous. I mean, I'm on the last episode and still I haven't remembered to actually print any. So of course my series is finished now, and yeah, be no point printing them, will there? But you know, if I had the small ones printed out, you could add a book plate somewhere on here, but yeah, I won't do that now. So let's put that one to the side. Okay, so then we've got this gorgeous pink one, which I absolutely love. You can probably see, I mean, I have mucked up that stitching on that netting because, of course, it's now got that bit stitched in, which it wasn't supposed to have. I could probably even just tear that out because netting is, you know, very tearable. So I could probably actually unhook it by tearing it, but I won't bother, to be honest. It's fine. And once it's all glued down onto, you know, onto a cover, you know, you're not even going to really notice that, to be perfectly honest. So yeah, I'm not going to worry. Again, we could have a book plate here. I know it's monstrous. Let me just double check whether I have got any smaller ones in here. It's so annoying, honestly. Why have I not remembered at all through this whole series to print some more off? It's very frustrating. Yeah, no, I only have big ones. Only the big ones, I'm afraid. So yeah, that's a shame. Oh, that one's perhaps a little bit smaller, or I've got this one without the shaped without the shaped ends. Oh my goodness, if it will ever actually come out, that is. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Right. Oh, it's the wrong colour. It's the wrong colour after all that. Ugh. Right. Yeah, it's a bit too yellowy, isn't it? I mean, we could have that. I mean, personally, I think that's, yeah, probably a little bit too big. Yeah, I'd probably rather not have it. Right, okay. So let's just go in with our flowers instead. So, and just layer a couple up like that. Might have one maybe up there. So again, let's just staple that on. Love the feel of this, you know, chocolate packaging. Feels really, really nice. Okay. Perhaps we should have the flowers both kind of on the one side. Wasn't intending on doing that, but yeah, I think they look quite nice like that. So let's just staple that. Oh gosh, come on. Come on. Okay, they look quite pretty, don't they? And then, I mean, again, we could have one of our thingamajigglies, but they're probably, yeah, probably all too big again. I mean, oh, that's annoying, isn't it? Yeah, no, they're just too big, aren't they? Yep, try as I might, I can't really kind of get them to fit on there because they are just too big, really. Just seeing whether I've got any of the pink polka dot ribbon laying about, because I just thought, oh, I could maybe staple that down, you know, along the edge. Oh, it's not really going to be the right colour either, is it? No, it's a bit on the bright side. Okay, let me just double check. I've got some ivory. No, that's kind of too yellowy as well. So yeah, right. Okay, we're not going to do that at all. Do we want any more of this stuff? I'm kind of like a little bit hooked on this now. It's lovely to use. It's a bit fiddly. So yeah, Martina, if you catch this, I don't know how you use this all the time. It's pretty fiddly. But it is very nice, I have to say. Just wondering whether I could just have a little bit in here. Or is that just really weird? It's probably a bit weird, isn't it? Yeah, probably too strange to use that. So yeah. And I guess we could, oh, I don't know. Perhaps we could even have some coming out as if it's the stem of that flower. I don't know. Probably a bit, yeah, a bit strange. Right, okay, so let's just finish that off with, I'm just wondering whether I've got a nice gemstone for those flowers. So, let's see. No. It's a bit too antique-y, isn't it? Yeah. Oops. No, that one's a bit too modern. That's very green, obviously. I don't even know why I tried that, to be honest, but sometimes just, you know, things catch your eye, don't they? And you think, oh, I'll just try that. I mean, that's not too bad. I'm probably actually veering towards just using a flat back pearl, to be honest. I think would probably look better, but I have got these rolled roses. Again, I bought these from Amazon recently. To go with all those new bits that I've bought recently, you know, to have just some different things really in videos, because, you know, I'm just aware that you must all get sick of me using the same old thing. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of have some different bits and bobs to use, just so it's not quite so dull, you know, dull to watch really. Oh, that's quite nice, isn't it? So I could have that down there. So I'm wondering whether I could now actually, any excuse to use a flat back pearl, but yeah, let's just bring in, got this pink one. Or do we think actually it needs a bit of toning down? Not quite so much pink. We could have a rolled rose down there, I suppose. Right, okay. So let's just take this flower. Pop that on there. Now that rolled rose, it's a shame because it's quite bright. Now I'm not sure how this is going to ink. It's not the best, but it looks okay. Yeah, it looks better than it did, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay. So we'll just pop that one in that centre. That looks pretty. And then this one, do we want another rolled rose or do we want the pearl here? Or we could have just a little pearl somewhere, just kind of dotted around. Oh, that looks pretty, doesn't it? Let's do that. Okay. I mean, I just think, you know, and I know I've said this loads of times as well, but, you know, if you can't be quite flamboyant on your cover, you know, then where can you be? Because, I mean, obviously the cover, you know, it doesn't matter so much if it's a little bit bulky. It doesn't matter if you've got kind of, yeah, just, you know, I feel like the cover you can get away with a bit more than you can inside the journal. So, okay. Let's pop that there. Yay! Oh, how gorgeous does that look? I mean, it took a long time getting there, but yeah, I love it now. So obviously, if you are worried then about your pieces sticking, so for instance, like this flower, obviously, it's just hot glued on, and it's hot glued predominantly onto that, you know, what do you call it? The, you know, the chocolate paper. You could probably even get your stapler in amongst one or two of those petals like here, and then just staple that to reinforce that. For just in case you're worried that that's not going to be stuck down properly. So it's now stapled in as well, which is just a little bit more, you know, more hardy, I suppose, more hard wearing. Okay, last one. So, yeah, let's finish this one off. So, again, I have got this, but I was trying to keep this really, you know, yeah, predominantly black. But that being said, I'm now kind of thinking, oh, perhaps this would look nice with some other colour, actually. I'm just going to see whether, you know, whether we could get away with any of this stuff. I mean, this was not what I was intending on doing on this at all. But, you know, sometimes it's nice to do something completely different, isn't it? And completely unplanned. So, yeah, I'm kind of thinking, actually, let's do that. So, right, okay, this is fiddly. So let's glue this stuff down. Trying to put some on the stem as well this time. I didn't really on that other one because I was going to be taking it to this sewing machine. This one I'm just sticking down with the glue, so it needs to be, yeah, better kind of stuck in the first place just with the glue. So, like that. Okay. Yeah, that's nice, isn't it? Now, just wondering. We could have that like that, to be honest. That's kind of quite cool, isn't it? Just going to check whether I might prefer a rolled rose again on the ribbon, instead of the diamante. That's a bit weird, isn't it? Probably a little bit on the weird side. This might be a bit too big on there. Let me just see. Let me just see whether I've got any other that might be better. Oh, I've got this pink one. It's very bulbous. This was an old earring. Yeah, it's very kind of bulky. It's It's pretty. It is pretty, it's got to be said. And to be honest, it's one of those things that I've had in my stash for years. So perhaps this is just the opportunity I've been looking for to be able to use it. So yeah, let's go for that. It's all about just, you know, let's be adventurous and use things that we wouldn't normally use. Just going to see as well whether I want to have anything. Oh my goodness, look at that. It just looks weird, doesn't it? Like a great big lollipop on there. Strange. Very, very strange. As I have that in the flower. I mean, again, it's probably a little bit on the weird side, but you know, if you didn't mind being really flamboyant, I guess then it's quite nice, isn't it? I mean, it's just a case of like positioning the things, you know, how you're happy really, and how you'd like them. Yeah, I mean, definitely that's, oh, that's even weirder. That's like one of those lollipops with like a bow around it, isn't it? Oh, it just looks really strange. Yeah, just kind of makes me laugh a little bit. But right, so I think I'm going to have it just there. So let's just pop this one down. Just off there to the side. Actually, I'm just wondering whether I could have one of the book plates on this. I don't mind that, to be honest. So let's just glue this. Right, now this is slightly tricky to glue because it's not really got a lot to hold it on with, if you know what I mean. So fingers crossed it's going to hold on there okay. Oh dear, just dropped one of my pearls in there, which I wouldn't necessarily be scrabbling around in the bin normally for, but you know, because it's one tiny little pearl, but it was a pink one, and I was looking for the pink ones because I thought, oh, perhaps I could put this book plate on with a couple of pink pearls, you know, at either end, that again just tie that pink, whoops, tie that pink in really well. So yeah, let's just do that. Now, do we want to have this on some lace at all? Oh, or we could have some, or have it on the soft net. Just try this. Probably look rubbish, but you know, with all these things, you don't know unless you try, do you? So it's always worth trying. You know, just if you think, well, oh, there's a possibility that might look okay, give it a try. Because, you know, it might look good, it might look rubbish, but if you don't try it, you'll never know, will you? So, oh, it's such a lovely day today. I have to say, it was freezing this morning, absolutely freezing. Well, it was 2 degrees, 2 degrees. Yeah, I went to the gym and, oh, it was very cold, I have to say. Yeah, as always, I'm just going to put this out there. I'm filming ahead, so it could be that we're in the spring now and perhaps it's glorious weather. But yeah, at the time of filming, it's pretty cold. So yeah, I just always kind of like to say that because I just think if you're watching this and you just think, what's she talking about? You know, the weather's glorious. I just always want people to know that actually I am filming ahead, and so if I'm saying the weather's horrible, it's honestly, it is because it's horrible. It's not because I'm just going mad or something. Okay, so I'm just going to trim this down a little bit because it's a little bit much on there at the moment. Okay, can just take it down there. Okay, just had a bit too much of that on there, didn't it? So we could have it, I guess, poking out here. Maybe that would be better. Oh, I'm going to go for it here, I think. So, yeah, let's just pop this one down. Oh, actually, just before I do, I'm just going to check that I wouldn't like one of those flowers on here. Oh, these flowers are coming in handy, aren't they? Yeah, I can't remember how many I got. I know I have mentioned them in another video. I don't think I could remember how many I got there as either, but yeah, you get a lot. And again, I'm hoping that my Amazon links and all that will be, you know, done for this video, and then you'll know what I'm talking about and be able to see the exact ones that I bought. So, you know, because it's nice, isn't it, if you can source the things that I'm talking about, if you want to. You know, of course you might not want to, but yeah, I mean, obviously I'm not on commission or anything like that. I mean, I presume if I got my Amazon links set up, I probably would get those, you know, like affiliate commission, I suppose, but not a commission for, you know, recommending a product, if you see what I mean. Yeah. Okay. What I'm trying to say, I think, here is I'm not sponsored by any of the products that I'm talking about. I'm not sponsored by those flowers or, yeah, the Stays On ink or any of those things. But yeah. Right. Okay, let's just put these pearls down. Just putting those on with the tacky glue. Okay. Oh, come on. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Really? It just wants to stay stuck on my finger where there's like no glue, rather than the paper where obviously there is glue. So, oh, how annoying is this? Must have something stuck, you know, sticky on the bead itself, I think, which is why it's just wanting to stick on me so much. Right, just checking whether I want this flower anywhere. I mean, we could even have the flower poking out behind. I guess that's a bit strange, isn't it? Probably, yeah, probably a bit weird. So, yeah, I won't, I think, put that flower on there. I will just double check that we don't want to have any random pearls, because that big pink pearl that we put on that other one just looked really pretty. So I'm just kind of thinking, oh, I wonder if we want to have any of the pearls kind of lined up, you know, just scattered about like we did on that other one, because they looked just really pretty. That just doesn't really look so good on this one. Okay, right, let's put these away. Yep. We could have, I guess, a button if I've got any button. Oh gosh, sorry, dropping these little pearls everywhere. They're really tiny, so of course they're a bit uncontrollable, to be honest, you know, if you're dropping them. Just looking in my bows jar to see if I've got any, you know, kind of reasonable coloured bows. That's very, very pink, isn't it? It's probably a bit weird, really, because we're suddenly going like much darker pink than any of the other pink that we've used. But that being said, I don't mind it. I think it looks kind of quite nice. What do we think? Oh, let's go for it, shall we? Okay, so just pop that there. Okay, my original plan was actually to wind some string around this piece. Yeah, obviously I'm not doing that now, but I brought my string along and I thought, oh, let's just wrap some string around here. Of course, now it's kind of gone off at a bit of a different look. So, yeah, it would look very strange with the string. But that was my original plan, was to actually wind the string around. But yes, of course, that's a bit strange now, so I'm not going to do that. Who knows? It might have been a bit strange anyway. But yeah, definitely a bit strange now. It kind of isn't really in keeping with anything now. Okay, right, I think I'm happy with how that looks. So, do we want anything else? Oh, the only other thing that I did think might look kind of cool on here. Right, wondered if we could have some splatters. Oh my goodness, let's fingers crossed. I'm not very good at doing the splatters. If you watch my channel, you'll know that. Just going to try them out on the back of this first. They're quite bright pink, to be honest, aren't they? Not loving that colour. Yeah, not going to do the pink. So I've got some, oops, I've got some white. Let's try this. So just trying to imagine the white splatters on the other side. Yeah, I think they'd look okay. Right, okay, let's just wipe that up. Oh, fingers crossed that this looks okay and I don't spoil it completely. Not even getting it on there. Getting it everywhere but at the moment. Okay, that will do. They look cool, don't they? So yeah, let's mop this up. Okie dokie. Right, let's have a look at the ones that we have done today. So we have this one, we have this one, and we've got obviously that blackish one that we just did. So yeah, I mean, hopefully that, you know, they're going to give you some nice ideas. I mean, they look really, really, really pretty, don't they? So yeah, I just really love how they look. So let's pull in a journal cover, again, like we have done every day, just to see how these would look kind of on a cover. Oops. So I've got this cover here. How lovely does that look? Again, just hot glue all the way around and place that down. How gorgeous is that? I mean, to be honest, for me, that one just doesn't need anything else on that cover. It just looks, oh, scrumptious, just exactly as it is. That's that one. We have got this one. Again, really lovely. Just looks gorgeous. And again, I would just hot glue all around it. I just have to be careful because those drips aren't, you know, the splashes aren't dry. Hot glue all around it and then just glue the whole thing down. You know, for this one, I would obviously add some lace and things like that. I mean, of course, I wouldn't put it on this cover necessarily, but if I did, I would just tie it in with a few other kind of black things onto that cover, and then that would just tie it in and, you know, bring it all together. So yeah, that's that one. And then we've got this one. How lovely is that? So again, I'm not saying it would be ideal on this particular cover, you know, I'm sure it would look better on a different cover, but wow, how gorgeous does that look? Just love it, don't you? So yeah, I really hope that you feel inspired. I hope you like all the ones that we've done. So I might come back with a bit of a kind of like, oh, what have we made? And we'll just have a look at all the ones that we've made. And yeah, just kind of compare them. So I probably won't do that now because this video is getting a bit on the long side. But yeah, I really hope that you like the ones that we've made. And I hope you've enjoyed the series. And I will see you again soon. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks then. Bye.